Well, preferably as much like it does today, actually. Well, I'm sure there are in other language or script systems there are problems that need to be solved typographically, but I think from a European or Latin script-based culture, I mean, there's all kinds of things that we can innovate on, like on the web with maybe interactive fonts or animated fonts. It's all super cool, and typography can be improved, but the writing system per se, you cannot really change that so easily because people are used to what they read, and these things just evolve really slowly in general. Because if you would change something radical in an alphabet or a writing system, then people will be confused and or irritated by that. So it's almost by definition a very conservative thing if you at least look at it that way. So in that sense, I don't expect much radical change in the next 4 years. It's a very for changes in writing systems and alphabets, that's a very short time. I'm almost 50 years old now, and I've been working with font technology since I was in my early 20s or something, and I've seen a lot of improvement in technology, and I've also gotten used to the fact that there's always some technical issues, there's some legacy or some technical things that certain fonts do not work in certain applications. It's just somehow so much part of how font technology works, and I'm so used to it that I'm barely I kind of, I don't even see it's hard for me to see the fundamental problems. So there are things, maybe things like color fonts, but the lack of color fonts is not something we suffered from. Yeah, so in that context of what I've seen and lived through, in the current day, we're very lucky to have the kind of technology that we have. Even though I see room for improvement or enhancement or better things, we are very lucky to live today with the things that we have. So, yes, suffering is just too strong a word. I cannot really. No, I don't think I'm not suffering. Yes, there was one thing, and I talked to Nina Steusinger, and we had a similar pet peeve about this subject, and that is about the rectangle. What digital typography today still has is that we think of a letter, it is on a rectangle, and that comes from the metal type, from Gutenberg, right? You had these metal blocks, and there's a letter on it, and you put the blocks together, and then you print that, you get a sentence. So there's these little blocks, that is your letter, and that whole concept of that is how you put things together has been pretty literally translated into the digital world since forever. And fonts today, even though we have a lot more flexibility to change individual spacing combinations, to mess with kerning and make things better, that rectangle is still fundamentally there in the way how typography works digitally. So even though I do not have a direct answer, like how would you do it differently? I mean, there are options, but that mental rectangle is indeed getting in our way, is kind of what I'm thinking, especially in the context of spacing and what that does with, kerning and the rhythm in your text.